who are the most influential people in your life? Who are the people who have kept you grounded? People who have helped you to understand that you are loved, that you belong to God, that no matter what happens, it's going to be okay. Who are those Rock of Gibraltar folk in your life? I bet it won't take long and you will come up with a real good list of those people. People who warm your heart when you think about them. What happens, though, when one of those is lost? This week we're going to be looking at that kind of an experience with the prophet Elisha. Elijah is the known prophet. We all know Elijah fairly well. We know the name at least. He's one of the big boys in the Old Testament. He did a lot. And he's the one who called Elisha to be a prophet. This week we're going to hear about how in a blink of an eye a whirlwind begins and suddenly a chariot comes flying through the air and Elijah is carried off into heaven. He does not die but is assumed into the presence of God. What a glorious sight. Elisha watched all this transpire. And in that moment of glory, Elisha lost one of the rocks for his life. He picks up the mantle of Elijah. That's a piece of haircloth. He's holding it. And he asks a question that maybe we've asked. He says, "Where is the Lord? Where is the God of Elijah?" That sounds a lot like the question we might ask of, "Where are you, God? What do I do now? How do I go on?" Elisha takes that piece of haircloth and he slams it down against the River Jordan. What did he expect? You see, our God does not stay far away from us. Our God comes near, and our God is with us, and our God answers those questions. Oh, not literally as in, "Oh, here I am, here I am." No, God unfolds God's presence with us all the time. Elijah, yes, was taken into heaven, but it did not mean that God was not present. What happened when that mantle hit the water is that the waters were divided, and Elisha walked across the Jordan on dry land. I suspect that if we look with our hearts and our minds and our eyes, we can see God moments where God is showing up, reminding us we are not alone, that God is with us, that God is present. We can see that in acts of love. We can see that in the kindness that is shared between people. It's the compassionate pull on our hearts. It's the word of encouragement and hope. It's the surprise blessing. It's like seeing a rainbow in the sky. This week, look for the God moments. No matter what you may be feeling or even what you may be believing, look for God moments where God is showing up to you to say, "I'm with you. I promised, and I fulfill my promise. I am with you." I look forward to seeing you this week at First Lutheran. We're going to be exploring this and more questions along that line, looking at where is God now. If you find this meaningful, I hope that you will share our YouTube channel or share it on Facebook. But most of all, may you be encouraged in your faith. Have a blessed day. See you this weekend at First Lutheran.